Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We today are going to make two dinner recipes. Well, one's kind of not really a dinner recipe, but with rice. So I the other night made way too much rice. It's really hard to know how much rice to make for my size family, because sometimes I don't make enough and sometimes I make way too much, which was clearly the case the other night. So I do not want to waste this. I thought about making a soup, but then I thought it's pretty hot out there this week, so a soup might not suit. So I kind of was looking online and I found this one recipe. It's like bacon and eggs with rice, but to me the recipe kind of reminded me like the Chinese fried rice I think I made a video for that already, but this one has bacon and stuff, so I'm gonna slightly change the recipe a little bit. And then I thought I would make stuffed peppers. That's going to be for tomorrow nights or the night next, because my husband and I have to run some errands, so I thought it'd be a great idea, since I'm already going to be working with rice and you know, making a mess in the kitchen, that I might as well make two nights. And I have a couple, I have 4 large peppers that they're just starting to look like I better get them eaten. So that is what we're going to do today. And I've already pre-cut some onions, and I do need to keep 1 cup of this rice for the stuffed peppers. So I am going to just take this and put it aside. So I actually did think about making some rice pudding with this rice, but then I remembered that I used beef broth when I made it, so I didn't think that would taste too good. And I'm gonna guess there's probably at least five more cups in here, because this is a pretty large container. Okay, so I will keep that, and I will just wipe up my little mess here. Okay, so I am just going to, with hot water, I'm going to fill up that pan, and I'm going to cut, where's my knife? I'm just going to cut the tops off of all 4 of these peppers. That's full enough. Just gonna rinse the seeds out. We're just gonna boil these peppers. So make sure that the majority of these peppers are submerged in the water. Okay, I'm just going to take these to the stove. Okay, so I'm going to bring the peppers up to a boil, and then they're going to boil for 2 minutes, and then that's all that takes. And then in the meantime, I'm going to fry up some onions. I need fried onions for both recipes, and I'm just thinking, with the large amount of rice, I don't think this is going to be enough. So I think I'm going to cut maybe 2 or 3 more up, but I'm going to start the frying process with this one. Okay, so now that those two things are going, I am going to, this calls for eggs. So I am actually going to fry up quite a bit of eggs, I think, just to stretch the meal. So I was at Costco and I bought the large box of eggs. So, okay, I'll just stick the shells in that bowl. I have one son that just can't get enough eggs. No matter how much I put into the recipe, he's like, you should have put more eggs. So I will probably put quite a few in. So this is probably not going to be something my husband is going to love. Just being that, oh, there's a shell. That he didn't really like the Chinese fried rice that I make. But I have leftover shepherd's pie that we had for dinner last night. There's a lot left over, so I'm not worried about him not liking this. I just really want to use up the rice because I don't want to throw it in the garbage at all. Don't like wasting. Okay, let's see here. What are we at? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Let's do 2 more. And these are the small eggs. I normally get large, but I guess I grabbed the wrong box, not paying attention. Okay, so I'll just put these over here for now. Okay, this is almost at a boil. I'm going to add just a little oil to this. And I'm going to grab some milk. And a fork. Okay, we'll leave that over here. Okay, these are at a boil. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes. And then that's taken care of. So what else do we need? We have that. We're going to need some bacon. So when I cooked bacon the other day, I cooked 6 packs. I was just busy around the kitchen, so I just started to do that as well. So now I have 2 big bags of frozen bacon that now when I want to do this recipe, all I have to do is pull them out. They're fully cooked. I don't have to take the extra time to cook. So that's great for days like today when I just want to do something really quick and get dinner going fast. And this is not like you have to let it sit out for a period of time. They break easily into little chunks if you want them. My son always makes some tomato, lettuce, and bacon sandwiches in the morning, and he just takes them straight from the freezer to put on his sandwiches. It works great. I'm wondering if I should fry them with the onions or put them in with the eggs. Maybe I'll break them into pieces with the fried onions. Oh no, maybe not though, because I'm going to use some of the fried onions for the stuffed peppers. I wonder if bacon and stuffed peppers would be good, or would that be weird? It's going to have hamburger in it, bacon, I don't know. Maybe what I'll do is I won't do that, but if any of you have tried that, let me know and see how it is. I'm just afraid that if I do that, it doesn't taste good, right? Like that's one of my husband's favorites, so I don't want to ruin it for him. So I'll just leave it out this time, but that's an idea to try sometime. Okay, so yes, so bring you this way while I do that. So the peppers are done. So all I'm going to do is dump this hot water out. Okay, and then I'm just going to leave them in the sink here, but I'm going to fill them with cold water so that they stop cooking and they stay semi-hard. We don't want them mushy. So they're just nice right now. I'm going to make sure the cold water gets inside of each of them as well. So I'm basically filling up the whole thing with cold water. Okay, perfect. Okay, so actually I might turn that down just a little. So there's the fried onions, and I'm going to put, actually that looks like it needs a little bit more oil, just a little bit, because it still has a bit of frying to do. Sometimes I'll be cooking fried onions, knowing it takes a little bit of time, and I'll like walk away to go do something and I burn them. So I'm going to really try not to do that today. Okay. So all I'm doing is breaking them into, bite-sized pieces. So much more convenient this way. And actually, I just cut up a 10-pound bag of onions and froze them as well. I could have used some of those in here instead of freshly cutting them, but I didn't think of that earlier. Okay, so I think what was that, about 4 pieces, and we have a lot of rice. So maybe I'll do a couple more. That should be good. This one's a little thicker. I think this is when I folded. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to stir that and then give these probably 5 or 10 minutes more to cook. And in the meantime, I am going to get some hamburger cooking for the stuffed peppers. Put the bacon back in the freezer. Okay, so because I'm trying to do a really quick meal today, I am using my jarred hamburgers. If you have never tried pressure canning hamburger, it is such a convenient thing to use if you're a busy person, it's worth taking the time if you have never done so. But either way, I am going to use just one jar because we don't need a ton of hamburger for the amount. This does still have some of the little grease in the top, and that's perfectly fine. So I have already turned this on, and I've taken the broth out of it already as well. So now, where is it? Break these up into small. Okay, perfect. Now these are already fully cooked, but I just like to give it a little fry it just a little bit. Yeah, but you don't need to. Like if you were to pressure can, you could just put it in your food and it's going to cook in whatever you're making. I just like to crisp it up just a little bit. And there's not much liquid in it, so it'll just fry up whatever liquid is left, and I will just grab a lid. So that only needs a couple of minutes. We'll check on our onions and bacon. It smells so wonderful. Let's just see how it... they still have a little hardness to them. So they still need a few more minutes, but whew, it smells good. Okay, so now I am going to drain the water. Okay, so I'm just going to drain this water out. It's cooled down enough. So then I'm just going to put it on either a paper towel, or in my case this is a reusable paper towel that I made, and there, that'll just drip out some of the water. So I just realized that I said I wasn't putting bacon in with the onions, and then I did. Little absent-minded today, I guess. Okay, but either way, it's going to be good. So that the hamburger is, well, it was already done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the fried onions in with it. Actually, maybe I could have cooked even a little bit more onions, but that's okay. I'm going to add just a tad bit of water. Just because it's sticking a little bit. Just scrape off all that good hamburger at the bottom. Looks like I need a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to turn this one off. Those I'm just still going to leave on. And I'm just going to start adding the ingredients to, this is for the stuffed peppers actually. I'm going to grab the container for the stuffed peppers. My Corningware. So I'm just going to put these inside of here. Just waiting for the stuffing to get done, or this hamburger stuff we stuff it with. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of spaghetti sauce. The rice that I had, that will need to be warmed up a little bit to break up the chunks anyways. Oopsies. I'm gonna move this. I don't need that anymore. Got the garlic out of the fridge. Okay, so we love lots of garlic. So I'm gonna put probably, that's a tablespoon roughly, tablespoon and a half. Do a bit of pepper. Some salt. Oh, that's cinnamon. We don't want that. Chili powder. You can add whatever spices you like. I just find this particular recipe really needs a lot of seasoning. Cayenne pepper, just because we like a little bit of spice, and I find with this recipe the spice helps. And a little bit of turmeric because it's so good for you, but not too much because my husband doesn't enjoy the flavor, but I like to, okay, it's not coming out very good. I like to sneak it in where I can, just in small quantities. There we go, that's just a dusting. And we'll mix this up and see how it tastes. Okay, I'm going to grab a spoon and just kind of taste it if there's anything else I need to add. Okay. I got a small piece of bacon there, don't want a ton. It's not hot. You can't even taste the bacon. I didn't have a piece of bacon on there, and you can't even taste it, but it has a nice little spice. You taste the garlic. So I think that's actually perfect. Just the right amount. Perfect. So let me okay, I think that's done as well. So just leave the lid off for that to cool for a second, and then I'll start cooking the egg. But I'm going to stuff. We're going to stuff these first. How are we going to do this? It's a little crowded here. Oh, that's plenty to go in all 4 of these. Then you want to push them down so you can get as much into each of them as possible. It's actually very good. I didn't measure anything, so that's good that it worked out. Perfect. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of spaghetti sauce on top. Okay, so I didn't use the whole can. I still have probably a half a can left, so I am just going to give everyone about 1 tablespoon of sauce. And that is that. Perfect. Now, I am just going to put the lid on this, and that is dinner for, either tomorrow night or the night after, depending on which day we go to do our errands. So that's a one dinner prepared. Okay, I'm just gonna put these onions in a side bowl, and I'm going to use that same pan to cook the eggs. I like this. Actually, my husband just got me this huge non-stick pan. I think it's about 5 quarts. Because on my other pans, when I make certain dishes, they weren't quite big enough. So we went shopping last weekend and got a new one. And I like this one. It has a ceramic top. These stainless steel frying pans, I can't stand cooking eggs with them. The cleanup is absolutely horrible. So I'm hoping the egg for this one will be easier. Okay, so here we go. We'll just cook this up, and then that we can throw together tonight's dinner. Okay, these eggs are all done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these out of the frying pan for a few minutes. I'm just going to stick them in with the fried onions and bacon. I just want to warm up the rice because it's pretty, like they're all in a clump, so I just want them to separate a little bit before. So I'm going to heat them up, and it's just on medium. There we go. And then I cleaned everything up as well. So, whoops, I just spilt a little bit of rice on the floor. Once that warms up a little bit, I'll be able to break that up a little easier. I'm just going to grab some seasoning for this. Okay, that's going to take a couple minutes. I'm going to go out to the garden and grab some green onions that I have, so I'll bring you along with me. Can see we got a fair bit of these. This first row I grew from seed, and the second row my mother-in-law gave me. She had already had them at a decent size. I think that'll be good enough. And I need to come up and do a little weeding, and looks like my plants need some watering. Okay, we are back. The rice is all set. I don't know if you can tell, my little puppy is right in the corner because he smells the bacon, so he thinks he could get some. So I actually was looking at the amount, and I thought that's not enough bacon, so I did add a little bit to the rice. So now the rice is definitely all good, and all the pieces are broken up. And you are in my way, little guy. Yes, you are. So now I'm going to put the egg and fried onions and bacon in here. I'm going to mix it a little bit. Actually, it's making quite a large amount. So I am using, it's not even soy sauce, but it's gluten-free flavor enhancer. My son loves this, but he's celiac, so I have to switch things once in a while. I'm just going to put, the recipe called for 2 tablespoons. That is nowhere near what is going to be needed for this. So Salt, I won't put too much because, like I said before, everyone loves a different amount. And then we will see how the flavor of this is. Oh, actually, I can turn that off. We don't want it to get dry. It actually looks like a really good amount of eggs for this amount. Looks pretty yummy. Okay, I think that's mixed pretty good. I'm gonna grab a spoon to try. I'll try to get a little bit of everything in here. There's no fried onion in there, so let's try that. It's actually really good. Basically, it tastes like bacon and eggs, and the rice is not that powerful. I like it. It's you know what's funny is that it's so similar to that Chinese fried rice that I had mentioned before, but yet with the bacon it really changes the flavor, and not putting as much soy sauce as well, but I think it's really good. Okay, I'll put the spoon in the sink. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we will see you on the next video.